Yeah, over to you, children, with my second part. Now, in our last class, as I had discussed with you, the multiple fission, and here is an extraordinary organism that is known as Opalina. It's a protozoa and it is a multinucleated organism. Now, those other ones, what we were discussing, was only uninuclear. For example, the binary fission, the multiple fission, those were uninuclear. But is Opalina is one of the organism that is multinucleated and it undergoes somewhere between binary fission and multiple fission. As you can see in the figure, you see Opalina here, it is a multinucleated structure. The prominent dots are the nucleus, and here every nucleus undergo binary fission. That means just doubles up the number, and here the cytoplasm constricts, and here you have two other individuals rather with same number of nucleus. So this is an example of an intermediate division between the binary fission and the multiple fission, what we had discussed in the earlier. Now today's topic was budding, and as we were dealing with asexual reproduction in animal, and our second topic was budding. So bud like structure, all of you have seen buds. So one bud, you see it is outside the body, that is known as exogenous bud, and when bud is found inside the body, that is known as endogenous bud. Okay, so exogenous and endogenous. Now you see, first topic is outside the bud forming outside the body, that is exogenous. Here we have two simple example. One is yeast and the other one is hydra. Now you see, yeast is somewhat like a globular structure, simple like a cactus like organism. Okay. Now it is very small. It's not so big as a cactus. It is very small. Rather somewhere it is microscopic also. And you see this portion is the original structure of the yeast. And here you see a small bud-like structure. So it grows above the body of the yeast. And finally when it is fully grown and it replicates the parent organism, it simply gets pinched off and it falls and starts a new life apart. And here you see hydra. Hydra is generally a sessile. Both are fixed. They do not move. Okay. But hydra, you see hydra is an organism. It fixes itself to the substratum. It is a body structure. This is the tentacles and the mouth here. So on this body part, the body, if you divide, this portion is known as the head and this is the body part. On the body part, you see a knob-like structure. It develops. It just takes out as a small bulge of the body. Later, tentacles develop and ultimately, when it gets fully matured, it falls off and it becomes a free living hydra again. Okay, so this is how a bud develops into a new individual. So it is an example of exogenous bud. Now the next is inside the parent body, bud form, that is known as endogenous bud, and this type of asexual reproduction is found in freshwater sponges. Where do we find? In freshwater sponges. Now if you see sponges, they are very soft jelly like structure. Here you can see the structures. It is and inside the structures there are small, these dots are the body and whatever gapping is there, those are the pores. Okay, that is known as the ostia. And here it is a mouth part, that is known as osculum, and this body has got a fine framework of spicules that forms the internal skeleton. So within the skeleton structure you find small ball like structure that can be known as gemmules. Okay, gemmules, small ball like structure. Here you see this gemmule is a globular structure, circular. One small opening is there, that is known as this micropyle. And here you have archaeocytes. Archaeocytes are small cells that is capable of giving rise to an individual. And outside it is a jelly-like structure. And you see these are known as axodon. This one. Okay, that is a spine-like structure. These are spicules. Okay. and outside the mucilaginous layer. This mucilaginous layer basically makes the organism very slippery since it has got a watery lifestyle, and secondly it prevents the organism from desiccation or dehydration. Now here you see, once this organism is extremely matured, this is formed within the body of a sponge. It comes out of the osculum and gets attached to the substratum from the micropylar side and becomes a new organism. Clear? So this is how the endogenous bud formation give rise to a new individual. Example, freshwater sponge. Okay. Now, another method of reproduction is through vegetative propagation. So, now you see clearly. See, vegetative propagation is an example we see in the bryophyllum leaf. You see bryophyllum leaf, and another one is Adenta caudata. It is known as a false fern. So see, first we come to the bryophyllum leaf. You see here, these are the leaf margin, and small individual or plants, they grow up from this leaf margin, and what happens? This give rise to a new plant, that is bryophyllum. And what is Adienta caudata? See, the leaf ends gets buried in the soil and again it forms a new individual. Okay, it as if it is a walking fern. Clear? So Adienta caudata and bryophyllum are one of the examples of vegetative propagation, and another, we have other vegetative propagation through adventitious root, which we will come to the next video.